Morning coffee. Guys, when I was 22, I took my first solo trip to Japan. It wasn't an entirely solo trip, I will admit. I did meet up with some friends over there by chance. We ended up spending a few weeks together snowboarding, hanging out in Tokyo, but it was the first time that I said, this is where I'm going to go, and I'm going to go by myself. What that trip did for me is it set off a chain reaction in my life, leading me where I am today now. I'm sitting in Muscat, Oman, wearing my Oman jersey that I purchased yesterday, and it's taken me on a journey that I didn't really know I could go on unless I've experienced these things for myself firsthand. And today I want to talk a little bit about those experiences, how they've shaped me, how they've grown me, and why I'm just a huge advocate for solo travel, not only solo travel, but going and doing things that really light you up. So today I want to talk a little bit about solo travel, I guess pursuing a life that's meaningful to you, and I don't know how it's impacted me and why I'm just a huge advocate for chasing things that make you happy. And yeah, so enjoy. The first thing is you learn to trust yourself when no one else is around. This is a huge one. Obviously, as you grow up, it's very easy to rely on other people, your parents, your friends, your family, to get you out of sticky situations when you're in them. Solo travel teaches you it's you and the problem, and you're going to have to solve it. Look, it's whether it's asking for directions for a bus or getting on a train to a foreign place or asking if there's peanuts in a restaurant. It doesn't matter. It teaches you to rely on yourself more than anyone, which is a huge, huge thing for growing up, I guess. The second is you get comfortable being alone. I was always relying on people for entertainment, for social networks, whatever it might be, but sometimes it is very important to be able to enjoy your own company, be independent. You can still have time for friends and family, but I think it's a hugely important skill to just be able to sit with yourself, enjoy your own company, and just enjoy your own life. It's your life to live. It's no one else's. It allows you to make decisions for yourself without having to consult other people. And it's taught me a lot about what I actually want to do, and yeah, you can actually get there yourself. The third thing is it makes you become more assertive. When I was younger, I was very passive, never really wanted to deal with any confrontation. Just wanted things to just be very smooth flowing, which is still true, but there was times where I definitely got walked over as a person, which I think is detrimental to your life. Traveling and finding your way in the world and I guess pursuing things that are meaningful to you, they force you to be more assertive. So whether it's a taxi trying to rip you off or someone trying to take advantage of you in general, solo travel has taught me to stand up and stand my ground when it's necessary. I'm happy to go with the stream when it's possible. I want a simple and a peaceful life, like we all do. But sometimes you need to stand up for yourself, and solo travel taught me exactly how to do that when the time is right and make sure you're always getting what you want. The fourth thing is you become a lot more resourceful and less reactive. When I was younger, I was quite conscious of things going wrong, and I was always worried about what was going to happen next. But being on your own and solo traveling, it teaches you a lot, that you do have a lot of resources that you can call upon, whether it's your skills, your ability to communicate, whatever it might be. It allows you to make your way in the world without having to rely on other things. The reactive part is when things used to go wrong, it used to be the worst case scenario. I was always expecting the worst case scenario, and I would just be waiting for that moment to happen. But I think becoming more calm in those situations when things do go wrong has taught me a lot how to handle situations, how to get better, how to just get the best out of a bad situation. And everything will always work out. You wouldn't have made it to where you are today if you hadn't made it through these things. And I think that's taught me a lot. I think solo traveling is a perfect way. It's just trial by fire, getting thrown into situations that no real textbook can prepare you for. And I think that's been a really, really helpful one for me over the years. The fifth thing is you realize happiness can be simple. And I think that carries with you when you come home. When you travel, you see a lot of things that really shape your perspective on, I guess, your own life, your own problems, what you want to be happy, the life that you want. And that mindset that follows you home is such a powerful thing, because it's what makes your day-to-day, I guess, spin the cogs in your own head. But it's the ability to just slow down sometimes and realize how good you actually do have it and how lucky you are to live the life you do. whether it's just sitting alone with some friends or sitting by yourself in a park listening to music with a book. It just realizes it's not all about the flashy lights and the fast cars. Sometimes just a life of meaning and purpose can lead to a life that's so much more fulfilled and happy. You don't need 1,000 things. Sometimes you just need one. And yeah, it's important to just realize that you might actually be really, really lucky, and compared to someone else who has these other things, it doesn't really matter. Realize you don't actually need too much to be happy, which I think's been a huge mindset shift for me. I think when you're growing up, you always want to have $1 million, whatever it might be, but you realize you actually need far less than that. And I think a much simpler life is what we all actually recluse to if you do make it big. And that's what it's all about. I think it's not seeking the grand things in the spotlight. It's just about speaking personal happiness and fulfillment. And I think on a personal note, I think nothing has done more for me on a personal level than solo traveling. It has made me so much more optimistic. It has made me a better decision maker. It's made me more calm. It's made me more assertive. It's made me more confident. I mean, the self-confidence I have to just, I guess, chase the life that I want. And it's done more for me than any university, school advice, just by going through things and learning. Is probably the best takeaway I have. And for me, nothing does more for the human experience than connecting with other people and seeing how other people live. And I implore you, if you're thinking of traveling or want to do a trip but you're scared and you're not sure where to go, just book somewhere and you'll work out the rest. When I booked my first Japan trip, I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, but I did it, and it set off the most amazing chain reaction of meeting new people and exploring new countries. I've visited over 48 countries now, and hopefully I can get to well into the hundreds one day. But I don't know, the smile that you see right now is a direct result of all of those memories and all of these experiences that I've had. And I implore you, if you're thinking about doing it, you'll not regret it for a second. It has been the best thing probably in my life to date. And it's really set up the next part of my life, whether it's a career, family, settling down somewhere. I think this part of my life I can celebrate and have as a constant for my life, but doing so much of it in your 20s and investing so much time in it, I think will just pay dividends for the rest of my life. So if you are thinking about doing it, if you are confused and you need, please send me a message. I'll be happy to talk through any plans that you might have. It has done so much for me, and I just hope that other people can do the same as well with their own life. Anyway, that's the video. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Thanks.